Hi everybody, how are we today? Nice to see you here. Okay, first thing, poor Peter's Penguin Pals. There was a section I read to you and there were some words there that began with a p sound. I wanted you to write as many as you could. Now, I worked out that there was 8, alright? And the words that I got were paw, Peter, park, pause, path, perfect, paddling, pool. Did you get that? Paw, Peter, park, pause, path, perfect, paddling, pool. That was 8. So if you've got all of those, you should have 8 ticks and a big smiley face, okay? Okay, let's say goodbye to poor Peter and his penguin pals, because we're going to look at the next book, and that's Quarrelsome Queen. Because if we go through the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q. Quarrelsome Queen's Quiz. It was breakfast time at the palace, and Quarrelsome Queen was in a very bad mood. "This toast is burned," she grumbled to the king. "Oh, it's nicely browned, dear," said Kicking King mildly. "No, it's burnt, I tell you, completely burnt," shouted Quarrelsome Queen. "Oh, let's not quarrel over a silly thing like toast," said the king quietly. "I wasn't quarrelling," said the queen. "Yes, you were," said the king. "No, I wasn't," the queen shrieked, banging the table with her fist. Luckily, a fanfare of trumpets stopped the queen's quarrel. In marched a messenger with a letter on a velvet cushion. "Royal mail delivery for Quarrelsome Queen," he announced grandly, handing the queen an envelope. It's a letter for my sister," said the queen, tearing open the envelope. "She is sending her children to stay with us this weekend." "What? Polly, Poppy, Peter and Paul?" asked Kicking King. "That's 4 children. What a quantity!" "Well, of course, there are 4 of them," replied Quarrelsome Queen crossly. They are quadruplets, all born on the same day." "No wonder she wants some peace and quiet," murmured Kicking King. The next day, Quarrelsome Queen went to collect the quads from the Letterland station. The train was just pulling into the platform as the royal car arrived. Quarrelsome Queen had no trouble spotting them. They all looked exactly the same, apart from Peter, who had freckles. "Quick, quick, into the car with you all," she ordered. "And if you're good, and you'll find a nice cake waiting for you at the palace." "How big is it?" asked Poppy. "What kind is it?" asked Peter. "Where can we eat it?" said Paul. "Where can we eat it?" asked Polly. "Too many questions," said the queen. "It's very large, it's chocolate, and you can eat it in the kitchen as soon as we get home." The quads squeaked with delight. They squeezed quickly into the back of the car. When they arrived at the palace, a large square chocolate cake was waiting for them on the kitchen table. As soon as they saw it, the quads all started squealing excitedly. "Can we eat it outside? Can we eat it inside? Where are the plates? Where is the knife?" they all asked at once. "Be quiet," shouted Quarrelsome Queen. "Otherwise you will not get any cake." That made the quads quieten down. "Good," said the queen. "Now you can cut the cake into quarters, 1 piece for each of you." For a moment everything was quiet as each quad carefully cut 1 quarter. Then the shouting began. "Your quarter is bigger than my quarter," complained Polly. "No, it isn't. Your quarter is bigger than mine," replied Poppy. "My quarter is too small," wailed Peter. I want a different quarter, squawked Paul. Quarrelsome Queen covered her ears with her hands. Quiet, quiet, please, shouted the Queen. At that moment, Kicking King strode into the kitchen. Stop, stop, he cried. There has been too much quarrelling today. For once, the Quarrelsome Queen agreed with the King. What we need is some peace and quiet, said Quarrelsome Queen firmly. Do you quarrel all the time? She asked the Quads. No, we ask questions too, replied Polly. That gave the Queen a splendid idea. I know the best way to keep you quiet, said the Queen. You can answer some questions for a change. We will have a quiet quiz. What a good idea, whispered the King to himself. Quite brilliant. Follow me, cried the Queen. The Quads formed a queue behind her as they all went upstairs into the Queen's quiet room. Now this quiz is going to be all about my friends in Letterland, explained the Queen. Let's see how many answers you know. What has 100 hats? Asked the Queen. Peter scratched his head. Was it Clever Cat? Polly thought hard. Was it Sammy Snake? Peter gazed at the ceiling. Was it the Yo-Yo Man? Poppy put up her hand. I know, she cried. The Hairy Hat Man has 100 hats. Quite right, said Quarrelsome Queen. Poppy looked very pleased. Now for my next question. Who fights fires in Letterland? Polly frowned. Was it the Lamp Lady? Poppy scratched her nose. Was it Bouncy Ben? Paul stared at the floor. Was it Robber Red? Peter put up his hand. Me, ask me, he cried. Fireman Fred fights the fires in Letterland. Quite right, said Quarrelsome Queen. Now for my last question. Who likes to quarrel? But found out today that peace and quiet is much better. We know, shouted all the four Quads together. It's you, Quarrelsome Queen, it's you. Quite right, laughed Quarrelsome Queen. Now I think I prefer quizzes to quarrelling, don't you? And do you know, the Quads thought that she was quite right. Whew. Some peace and quiet. The end. Wow, that was lucky, wasn't it? Now I need to find a good place in here. Now we did pass one which had lots of qu sounds in it for you to find. Yes, this is going to be the one. Okay, so have you got your pencils and paper ready? Listening? Okay, listen carefully. I know the best way to keep you quiet, said the Queen. You can answer some questions for a change. We will have a quiet quiz. What a good idea, whispered the King to himself. Quite brilliant. Follow me, cried the Queen. The Quads formed a queue behind her as they all went upstairs into the Queen's quiet room. Okay, there's quite a lot of qu there. A little bit tricky. See how many you can find for me. All right? So let's say goodbye to Quarrelsome Queen and say goodbye to Mr. C. You take care. Bye.